or when other communications break down. Air superiority is a decisive factor in prosecuting a successful war. And the first requirement for air superiority is control of the air, which includes protection of our own air bases from enemy air attack. The communists have not yet mounted such an attack, though they have that capability. Should they ever attempt to do so, we have the air defenses to deal with them. Jet fighters are constantly on an alert status at bases in South Vietnam. Powerful radars search the sky, and reconnaissance aircraft keep a wary eye on enemy airfields in the north. If the enemy should make an offensive move, the reaction would be swift. Within minutes, the interceptors are on their way. In the instances over North Vietnam where red MiGs have challenged them, our aircraft and air crews have proven to be vastly superior. Target selection at the national level requires accurate intelligence, and much of this responsibility is borne by reconnaissance aircraft. Air Force jets carry supersonic eyes and ears over enemy territory, obtaining weather information as well as target selection, pre-strike and bomb damage assessment photography. RB-66 pilots also served as pathfinders for strike aircraft attacking targets in the north. The RF-4C is the newest Air Force reconnaissance aircraft. It is equipped for day and night photography, radar mapping, and other important functions. Nothing is immune from the prying cameras. Not even the enemy's ground-to-air missile sites, where the blinding speed of these supersonic jets flying at low levels catches the Reds napping. The conduct of this type of air war involves much more than bombing and strafing attacks, particularly in the guerrilla environment we are facing in Vietnam. One tactic the enemy has used to great advantage is the ambush. From hiding places in the dense forests, he has been able to spring deadly traps on Allied troops and convoys, and then vanish into the jungle like the drops of a monsoon rain. This kind of attack is being made increasingly difficult by spraying a non-toxic type of weed killer on the jungle growth bordering Special Forces camps, important road routes, and likely ambush areas. One small group of Air Force pilots is fighting another kind of warfare, the battle for men's minds. Their only weapons are 2 loudspeakers, a tape recorder, and bundles of multicolored leaflets. The leaflets and the voice broadcasts are designed to influence the Viet Cong and their sympathizers to defect. Some warn civilians to leave a military target area scheduled for attack. The value of these psychological warfare missions can be judged by the hot ground fire that greets the tiny unarmed U-10 aircraft, and by the many defectors who turn up following each flight. The Viet Cong are noted for their primitive resourcefulness, but the enemy holds no copyright on improvisation. Yankee ingenuity is also at work in this war. The old C-47, known to pilots around the world as the cargo and troop-carrying Goonie Bird, has been reincarnated as a dragon ship with a truly fearful bite. Equipped with 3 6-barreled Gatling guns, each capable of firing up to 6,000 rounds per minute, one AC-47 can tear acres of jungle into a tossed green salad in no time at all. Air supremacy is of particular benefit to air rescue crews. who have saved several hundred downed airmen since the war began. With possibility of attacks from the air reduced, crews can concentrate on the mission at hand. A smoke marker, a radio signal, a dye stain in the sea. These are the clues that lead the rescue team to the scene. The crew works fast and efficiently. The elements and the enemy are grim contenders for the life of the downed man. Assault airlift forces have made indispensable contributions to the Allied effort in Vietnam. Since only 20% of the roads in the South are under government control, airlift has become the civil and military lifeline. Airborne assault. Airdrops of munitions and supplies to inaccessible areas. Deliveries to remote areas. Evacuation of the wounded. Relocation of refugees are daily combat support missions. Long-range, high-speed strategic airlift forces move high-priority material, personnel, and complete units across the Pacific to the battlefront. An Army Brigade task force was airlifted from Hawaii to Pleiku in Vietnam. The movement involved approximately 3,000 troops and 5,000 tons of equipment, airlifted over a 6,000-mile route, averaging one departure or arrival every 2 hours and 45 minutes during the period of deployment. Troops airlifted by the giant jet transports can be ready to engage the enemy within mere hours after they leave their bases, even distant bases. But air mobility pays off in many other ways. It not only gets the troops there, it helps them to stay there. In the South, there are no well-defined battle lines. The enemy hits and runs. As often as not, he looks and dresses exactly like the friendlies, and his attacks are vicious. This kind of warfare calls for a heavy reliance on air support. Very close air support. Some of its most experienced pilots to act as air liaison officers and forward air controllers. Flying over the hottest action in pint-sized O-1E Bird Dog aircraft and from ground positions in radio-equipped jeeps, their performance has become one of the fabled stories of the war.
3-5, you in a left-hand orbit?
Negative, I'm supposed straight ahead. I'll go to a left-hand orbit now.
Okay, we got you inside.
Okay, keep me inside and I'll go up here and I'll mark the target whenever you're ready. I'd like the first bomb just north of my smoke, about 100 meters. That's just a couple different widths.
Okay. 3-5, we got any friendlies in the area?
Roger, nearest friendlies are 2,000 meters to the west.
Okay.
You still have my smoke?
I got your smoke still, right. Phantom 2-1, set him up hot in Paris.
2, Roger.